There we go. Great timing, you drinking there.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome
We're not
to.
muted, right?
Sorry? No. Are
We're
we?
not muted. Oh, look at that. Dangle
Oh,
claps.
cool. Good start, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Jay.
Hello,
So,
Disco.
yeah, here we are. Episode number
Yeah.
2
Well,
of
week
the
2,
short
episode
film.
3. Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
nice steep week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good times. So today we are going to revisit our mixes from 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I have some exciting vape mail to share
Oh, was it that
and talk
box, right?
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tess got me something really cool for Valentine's Day, so I want to talk about that.
Oh.
And I'm going to share a recipe that I crafted using the thing that Tess got me for Valentine's Day. So that's going to be me.
Ooh, well, I have some recipes to go back to.
Yes.
From 2 weeks ago. Well, actually 2 recipes and something I made as well. My project, my main project to build a juice that I would replace my commercial juice. Is that the way to say it, right? I was on commercial. I want to go to DIY juice. I want to replace it with at least one that I can vape all day long. And I'm getting there. Taking steps there. And what else did I have? Oh yeah, I want to talk about one shots.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that's especially when you're starting DIYing, that's a great place to start, just to get the feel of VGPG, Nick shots, stuff like that.
100%.
That's
I
the
definitely
idea.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Welcome
so that's
everybody
me.
coming in.
Welcome. Yeah, it's for a lot of people it's early at the evening.
Yeah.
And for you it's like the afternoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like your exact middle of the week, isn't it?
1 p.m. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so. Right, hello, Mr. Anderson. Hello. Just showing your mod again. Oh man, love it. Proper Coils, John. Hello, mate. Full Moon, who has a custom-made skin, by the way. Well, his girlfriend has now. Saw the pictures, that was cool.
I saw it too. It looked good.
Yeah, the skills. Albert Valenti, welcome. Arnie S, welcome. That's a new name, I think. Question mark? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
But good to see you. Zippy, in between jobs. Yeah, it's 1 over there, so here's your lunchtime break. Haha.
Yep.
And
exactly.
Everyone else on replay, hello, welcome. Nice to see you all. Let's start with what we're shall we what we're vaping on? No, just
I mean we can.
Yeah,
but
just short.
Okay. Basically I am on my Drag X Plus.
The 21700.
Yeah, 21700. With the Berserker 1.2, 1.5 on there. But in there, I have my Rocket Melon Popsicle because I wanted to revisit that from the last time. So I got that going on. And then I'm doing a Apple Jacks cereal that I'm working on. So that's fun. Not a whole lot, actually. I have to do a bit of re-wicking.
Yeah, me too. I really need to re-wick. Like we said last show, every 2-3 days I should do it. But it's now the time is like I should do it, but I just had a shitty day and didn't feel like doing it. So.
Hey, I feel you. I was like, I think a nap trumps, re-wicking. And then I woke up from the nap and I was like, that was a terrible idea.
Welcome Tobai from Berlin. Awesome. Herzlich willkommen. Welcome. Oh man, my German is not that good. Dion, cooking tea, have a nice dinner. Cool. Awesome. Nice of you guys to join. I'm, of course, on the Neomod's Big Red Pill, which is right in front of me all day long.
Nice. I'm so glad you're enjoying
it. That was a deep one, sorry. And in there is, of course, our still a little left of our Madagascar Bavarian cream custard, which is really lovely. I've got 2 bottles steeping, so I've got enough for now.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. I've got the Aegis Max with the Dead Rabbit V2, which needs some rewicking. But in there is our licorice honey project,
Nice.
which is coming out real nice. And then there's my other project, the Rye 4 Vanilla Honey Aniseed, which I want to change a little bit because this is going the right way. And that's on my, still on the same skin. With the RDA, the Tengu from Geek Vape.
Nice.
Hello, Rian. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Good.
Hey, though, bye.
Shall we start with your vape mill and my vape mill?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. So basically, I went a little crazy during Steep Week, and I was like, all right, I need to stock up on some staples that I use quite frequently, especially, just because a lot of people are buying stuff right now. So I was like, I want to make sure that I don't run out and that I have it. So I had to pick up some staples, and in that process, I found a few things that could slip right into my juice wall, and it got a little crazy, but I'm pretty pumped. So I got a box of flavoring. Um, but there's a bunch of stuff in here, anything from fruits, candies, and bakery styles. So some new stuff to play with. There's like, now that I'm understanding what profiles I enjoy and my palate's kind of getting used to that, I'm branching out and trying different brands. So lately, something that I've been kind of figuring out which one is my favorite would be like a funnel cake. I found that in like a dough or like a donut or a fried dough, I really enjoy using funnel cake as
All
the
right.
base instead of like the yeasty donutty ones that are available. Just because like my palate is hypersensitive, and so I can pick up on that yeast like a lot, especially when I'm vaping it. And to me, it kind of comes off like beer sometimes. So that's not really fun for me. so
I would say
so
like,
I've
hang on.
yeah, yeah, it's interesting. So I found that funnel cake gives you that fried dough flavor. It's super flavorful, and you can do a lot with it. So I
Do you
picked up a
get
couple.
do you get a fluffiness in there, or is that something you don't get in a?
I mean, it's a good like thing to build off of for a donut. It's kind of more of like the fried dough element, at least in what I've experimented with so far. I'm trying out this week TBA's Flavor Apprentice their funnel cake, and I don't like it as much as Flavor West. So that's good to know for me. But I'm gonna try a couple different ones. But yeah, so I did like a couple things like that, where I like a certain thing, I'm gonna try a different version of it and see how it
Yeah,
goes and then
tweaking.
find the best one for me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, so that's basically what that order was. But in there is a bunch of stuff that I'm like really excited for to like kind of play with. And today I picked one of the fruit flavorings for my recipe that I'm gonna create today. But yeah, like I also came up with a rule for myself that if I purchase flavorings, I'm going to use every single one of them at
In the
least
recipe.
once,
Yeah.
like at least try it. So I sat down with that order and I came up with like 31 recipes that I crafted and created in my ELR. So I'm going to be busy for a while. And my rule to myself, just a personal rule, is I have to make those 31 recipes before I start going back over to
All
the
right.
wall and using
What's a nice way
using the older
to like
stuff.
challenge yourself to get
Yes.
creative with the stuff you have instead of getting back to your
Right.
old way of thinking or your old way of doing or mixing. Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of it, I can really get a taste for the new stuff that I got as well. I can use it like multiple different times in different recipes, and then I really know like what kind of
Yep.
a profile that it
Yeah,
gives
yeah,
off,
you
so
vape
that
it,
I
so
feel
you
confident
yeah
in the
you
future
really
using it.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great
hmm
point. Great point. I just want to say hello, Graham. Net Reality. He likes beer donuts, two of my favorite things in one.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Ghost. Welcome. Dion is vaping on the Wicked and the Dwarf Mountain Long.
Oh, dwarf. Yeah,
Dwarf
that's a good one.
with Golden Virginia. That's tobacco taste, isn't it? Virginia.
Mm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Dimlin. Dimlin, welcome.
Hey, Damon.
Let me see what now.
But yeah, what vape mail did you get?
Well, I got some experimental stuff. No, not that big. Like I said, my first goal with DIYing and mixing will be like having something that resembles something like this butterscotch reserve. It can go like a totally other way, but that was like my start. Rye 4 with some vanilla, a bit of honey. I'm going to the aniseed, that kind of palette. But I also want to try to get it to the butterscotch side or the caramel or the toffee side. So
Yeah.
I made myself, okay, this is going to be my staple, so to say. It's going to be custards, toffees, caramels, butterscotch. I'm missing one, but... Oh, and creams.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my palette to pick from. And then in that palette, I've ordered 4 different toffees. Some butter, toffee, stuff like that.
Ooh, I love
and
butter
some
toffee.
tobaccos as well. I have a smoked butterscotch. The, where's that tobacco gone now? Where is it? Oh, the red burley. That's it. It's a really,
Ooh,
yeah, it's a bit of a weirdy, if you
like
smell
a
it,
bold tobacco.
bold and ashy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since it has red in there, it might be like a
But also
Marlboro
sweet.
spin-off.
Also sweet. So, trying to get to a recipe made from that palette. Butterscotch,
Okay.
caramel, rye 4, tobacco. It has to be in that corner somewhere. So that's what I'm going to play around with. And I've ordered some chai. And what was the other one? Golden butter. Yeah. So some other stuff to play around with. But that's going to be like my main palette to pick from. Custard, caramel, toffee, butterscotch, stuff like that. That's what I'm going to play
and
around
you can
with.
do a lot with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then once you like figure out like your base for like your either you want it to be butterscotch tobacco or butterscotch custard or just like a custard, like man, it's so
Or rye
versatile.
4,
You
yeah.
can really start throwing
Yeah.
anything in there, and I
Yeah.
love that. So awesome.
Smoked butterscotch is delightful. Yeah, I smelled it. It smells really good.
It sounds good. I have
Looking
not
forward to it.
tried the smoked butterscotch.
Shall I share the recipe, what I'm doing? Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure.
Since we're on here anyway, let me see if that will work with us. Screen share local. There we go. There it is. Haha. The rye 4 vanilla honey aniseed. What I did, I started with the let's see, the rye 4 Madagascar bourbon vanilla, black honey and aniseed. That was my base, but I'm gonna add a little butter toffee to it. Since it's Flavor West, I'm using it at only 1.5, and see if I can have like a little bit less black honey, and a bit more like the toffee side. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, you can't see it, can you?
No, it's okay. I could see it in the replay.
Oh yeah.
I just have to get really close,
Oh, is it too small?
No, it's my screen's really small. I'm
Oh,
minimized over
okay.
there.
So this is it. Suggested steep time 12 days. This is going to be my 3rd version of it. That's why it's called
Okay.
Roman number
Great.
3 rye 4 vanilla honey aniseed.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah,
the
that
plan.
looks really good.
Yeah, I'm going to
Butter
mix it up
toffee.
tonight or tomorrow. And then get back to it next week. Next week.
Yeah.
Another project I've been working on is the DIY marshmallow brown sugar. Really simple, basic recipe. Needs some tweaking though.
Mm-hmm.
It's been steeping now for since the 28th. So that's, what is that? Almost 3 weeks now. 1, 2, 3, almost 3 weeks. So it should be okay. I've been vaping it, but it's missing a bit. It's missing something. I'm not sure what it is yet. I think maybe I should switch the vanilla custard out with like 2 different vanilla custards because it's missing a bit of the thickness, some rich, thick. So if anyone has some tips to have a rich, thick custard, let me know. It's now brown sugar, marshmallow, vanilla custard, and super sweet. That's it.
For like a thick custard, I like throwing a cheesecake in there, but that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, that's something I didn't order yet. And I said to myself, I'm not going to order anything for a couple of weeks.
I feel you.
Which is really hard.
It is very hard. Kudos to you. Oh, I'm excited for you to try those. They both sound really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I did a little tweaking with mine from last week as well.
First thing, before we go on with your tweaks, last thing we did was like 3 weeks ago, we made the honey tobacco licorice one. Mm-hmm. Everyone was like cringing about, but I think it's spot on. It's spot on. I still have to make those little changes we talked about during last week's show, but yeah, it's good. And I know what kind of licorice it is. We have like really different kinds of licorices over here, and this one is like we call katjesdrop. It's like called little cat drop, but this is in that area. It's yeah. Those are my 3 recipes, my 3 projects.
Exciting. Yes.
Yeah.
Recipe projects. I love it. Yeah, so last week I came up with the Rocket Popsicle Melon variant that I was going for. And I can share my screen real quick and we can do that. Hopefully this is the right one.
Rockin' Shortfill.
Yeah, so this was from last week, and I ended up doing the candied watermelon, the WS23 for the cooling effect, the gushy fruit candy, Rocket Popsicle as the main popsicle base, added some sour to it, and super sweet. So as it's steeped up and I've tasted it more, there's a couple tweaks that I want to make to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to taste it one more time before I talk about it. But overall, it's pretty good. It's like it's coming across like a candied, the popsicle base is still there. And on the exhale, you're getting the cooling and the sweetness. For me, it was a little bit too sweet, which I kind of knew going in that I was upping that sweetener preference for myself. So I would drop that back down to where I like my sweetener, which is usually like a 0.2 or lower. So that's the first thing that I would do on that. And then the second thing is the WS23 is actually pretty strong in there at 0.5, which I personally like. That's fine, but like if it were someone else making this that just wants that for the cooling effect, because at this point it's kind of coming off like a menthol, I would drop that down to like a 0.25 or lower. And then, yeah, like I said with that, otherwise it's a nice candy popsicle, lemony watermelon on the inhale, and candied cherry berry cooling sweetness on the exhale. Boom. So I actually enjoy it. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, I can see it being a very good summery one.
Sounds delicious, yeah. Just to answer Bill's question, he's asking, when throwing away chocolate, orange, and RY4, do they go into regular trash or the recycle bin? Well, Bill, they actually go to the chemical bin,
We don't have that.
Oh, we do.
Bill, don't throw them away. We'll figure out something for you. He really has a tough time with
that's something
orange and RY4. He's given RY4 a very, very solid try, though.
Yeah.
He really has. He just thinks that...
you have to think of caramel. Well, at least that's what I do.
Right. So
that sounds really, really delicious for the summer, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I wanted to talk about something else before we go forward.
Yep. Go ahead. There we go.
So, For Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
Tess got me something that I've had my eye on, so I'm really excited about it. And I have to thank
What, a new dog?
Fresh. No, I have to thank Fresh 03 for this because he introduced me to the
Oh, hang
Flavor
on. We've
Bible.
got a jingle for that.
Yeah, that like that's great. Um, This is really cool. And if you're stumped on something or you just want to flip through it to get some really interesting outside of the box ideas, I highly recommend picking this up. I think you can get them for like anywhere from 16 to 20 bucks on Amazon.
Oh,
It's a book for cooking, but it goes hand in hand with mixing. You can literally flip through and any fruit's going to be in here and the exact pairings that complement that fruit. um, so I was just like pumped about this. Like this is something I can see keeping on my coffee table,
oh yeah.
and while I'm sitting there watching TV at night, I can just flip through and get some ideas.
The Flavor
With
Bible.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it's super
whenever you're
awesome.
showing that, we should do this.
Yeah. Um, but but yeah, it's just really cool. It just gets you, like I said, thinking outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And so today I wanted to create a recipe using this, and what they suggest goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was pick a fruit from my new order, which I haven't really played around with, and that's apricot.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, cool, let's check it out. So I'm not going to read the whole list because it's quite long, but things that stuck out to me that complement apricot is allspice, brandy, banana, blackberry, butter, caramel, cinnamon, coconut, cream, ice cream, custards. um, there's some really interesting ideas in here, like ginger. I wouldn't really ever think of like an
No.
apricot ginger, but I could see that like working well with like maybe a green tea base.
And a
Just
pumpkin?
something different, right?
Ginger apricot pumpkin.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. Pumpkin there isn't on here, but
Damn.
peaches, pineapple, pistachios, praline, rice pudding. That sounds amazing.
Oh yeah.
Rum, strawberries, brown sugar, vanilla. So you get the gist of it. But uh, I picked a few of those and I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to craft a recipe around it. And I then the knowledge of like looking at notes and stuff that's in
Mm-hmm.
your flavor stash really helps with this, to see kind of what you know certain flavorings have as like base notes in there. So like when I was thinking vanilla, like I went with like a vanilla custard
Mm-hmm.
and the Madagascar bourbon vanilla because that also has like the bourbony aspect to it. Um, but yeah, I came up with with an interesting mix and I'm really excited to try it.
Want to share it?
So yep, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Here we go. So here it is.
Whoa.
And this is what I came up with using the suggestions. So my main fruit base is going to be the apricot that I picked up this week
Mm-hmm.
by Flavor Apprentice. I'm going to use that at 3%. I put eggnog in here, and I'll explain why. At zero point 0.5, graham crust 1%, Madagascar bourbon vanilla at zero point 0.5, New York cheesecake at 3%, orange marmalade at zero point 0.5, a little bit of super sweet, and vanilla custard at 1.3. And so on this, I broke it all down here, and
That
this
is
was my
great.
yeah, this is my thought process. So the apricot is for the main fruit note, orange marmalade for the fruit backer, and orange zest feel and honey feel, because everything in parentheses is what the flavor Bible suggested that
Mm-hmm.
would go well with the apricot. New York cheesecake for the main cheesecake cheese butter notes, which is cool. If you look this up in ELR, those are like the forward flavors in it.
Yeah.
So cheese was another one that they said went really well with apricot. So because this is a really cheesy cheesecake, I thought that would go in there well. Vanilla custard for the vanilla custard and to boost the cheesecake. Madagascar bourbon vanilla for the vanilla boost and the slight brandy rum note.
Mm-hmm.
And then eggnog. Now, this one I
Yep.
think is going to be the most useful because it sounds super weird, right?
No, it doesn't actually.
I mean, not a lot of people would be like, "Oh, just throw some eggnog in there." But this is, to me, this was like pretty well rounded because it's hitting all the spices.
Yep.
Like that sounded really good for like a bakery forward apricot mix. So like eggnog, you can get bits of allspice in there, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and then the egginess, can help boost the custard
Yep.
in the cheesecake as well. And then I just wanted to finish off with like a little crust bit for the cheesecake because the New York cheesecake is kind of more dense. It's not super crusty. So I did the graham cracker or graham crust by Fa, and that'll be for the crust for the cheesecake and the brown sugar notes in it. So I'm really excited to try this. It seems like a lot going on. Um,
It's like if you say apricot eggnog, you're like, yeah, right. But if you read it like you just put it down there, like the links between the flavors and what they should boost and what they should, connect with each other, that sounds actually quite logical. But you still have to come up with the idea, though, and that's great, right?
yeah,
Damn,
Yeah, and it's like, it's basically taking something and expanding it and deconstructing it and
hmm
then constructing it.
this is next
And
level for me.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes it really works well, but sometimes you can go really off the rails and start adding way too much stuff. So I'm interested to see if this is something that's gonna play out like
Yeah.
how I have it in my head, or is it gonna be something that has too much going on? I'm gonna have to take a step back, remove some things,
Yep. Yep.
find out what I like that comes forward in it, and then like simplify it, right?
Well, that's
But
what we do, right?
I
Try and learn.
yeah,
Making
yeah,
mistakes. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super pumped about this. I'm going to definitely be mixing that up.
Yeah. You
So
haven't mixed it yet, right?
no, I'm gonna
Okay.
do it right now,
Oh,
if
right.
that's cool.
Live mixing.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I think
you
you
can
had a
stop
couple
sharing.
things to
Yeah.
uh, talk about during
Well,
that
but
too,
not a real lot to be honest. We can just blah over it.
what
What I
about
did.
a certain shot?
Oh yeah, almost forgot about it. Where did I leave it? Oh, over here. Yeah, it was out of my first. Well, it's about making mistakes. Like I said, I was working on that white for vanilla honey aniseed thing. That's gonna be my all day vape. But I tried making the same recipe, but then I took the honey out and put some butterscotch in there and a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of different aniseed, and now I'm gonna toss it away. It smells flowery
Oh
and soapy.
no.
It's like, blah.
Mm,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's not as easy as it looks like.
florals
You have to
is tough.
try stuff together, and if it doesn't work, you just too bad. It's only my
You
first
win
though.
some and you
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
And this is your first like lose,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's really
Definitely.
good because I mean you've been at it for a couple months now, right? Coming up on like almost two
Uh,
months.
yeah. My first was at halfway December, right before Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hey,
It's the first.
one out of all of those, not too shabby, man.
Yeah, I can vape the rest, but it's not like I'm really deeply enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it, but it's still a carrier for you know.
I feel you.
But it's the first one.
So
That's a
what
goner.
would you were you working on a version 2 of it?
Yeah, and then I came up with the version 3, which I just showed with a bit
Oh,
of
nice.
added butter. What was it? Butter toffee with it, so I can lower the honey a bit and have a bit more sweet from the toffee in there. Butter toffee. That's gonna be my plan, and then work towards that a bit, and just see the effect. Just see the effect of taking something a bit out and then putting something in there, and especially when that rye for vanilla aniseed is now my base. I can play around with the honey, with the butterscotch, with the caramel, with the custard, maybe even. Yeah, gonna take some
Right.
time, but I'll get there. It's a
Heck
fun
yeah.
journey.
It is. Like, I mean, and that's my favorite thing about mixing too, is just like the playing around.
Yeah,
Like, again, thinking outside of the box and like deconstructing, reconstructing something, or fine tuning it to your own taste buds,
Yeah.
because that's the tough part about store-bought e-liquid is that, it's a general based thing for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But like for me and you, we both like our individual things and we want those to be a little bit higher in there, right?
Yeah, same with
So,
apple. Some people like a sour apple, some people like a sweet apple, and you have everything in between. But if you buy commercial juice, which is just an apple as they think is an apple, and only a certain
right.
kind of people will like it. But if you want that real sour apple, like a Fuji apple or something, you can just take that and build off from there because that's your taste and your experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
Scuba,
And
hello
that's
mate, welcome.
my favorite.
And welcome Scott Morrison, Ian Above the Clouds, JP Reviews. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming by.
Cool. Yeah, you're mixing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk a bit about one shots. If you're starting out with DIYing, which we have a lot of people in here that are already DIYing, but the show is also meant for people who are not as familiar with DIYing. You can start out with not short fills, one shots. One shots is like one flavor shots that you use with your PG and your VG to mix up, and you make your own juice. That's what you do. But it's like a concentrated flavor shot. I've got the Flavor Chaser made by Zippy, who just went off back to work, unfortunately. Fu Manchu. You can buy these as chef's flavors. What you do is, it says 15% mixing. So you use it as a PG. So if you want like 70-30 e-liquid, and this is like 15%, you go back to like 100 mils, would be like 15 milliliters of this, 15 milliliters of PG, and 70 milliliters of VG. There you go. So if you want to make that as a short fill, as a lot of people in the UK do, and add a next shot to it of your own liking, you can make like 50 milliliters, which would be like 7.5 of the flavoring, the one shot, 7.5 of PG, and then 35 mils of VG. Then you have like a 70-30, 50 milliliter short fill. You put it in a 60 ml bottle, add your next shot, you're done.
Boom.
And
it's an entire recipe.
It isn't, yeah,
so
exactly. It's an entire recipe in one bottle. You just buy the
amazing.
bottle, add your PG, add your VG, next shot if you want to. There you go. That's it. And there are a lot of different one shots out there. There's a lot of different sizes to do as well. Chef's Flavor has a whole range in there. Check that out. It's it's something I wouldn't try making myself. This is the Fu Manchu is like a strawberry milk one.
Mm-hmm.
I just mixed it a couple of days ago when it came in. It smells fantastic.
It sounds good.
It's like,
and you're so right with that. Like anybody just starting off, if they just want to get into mixing, to have an entire recipe created, and then just add that one shot, that's cool.
Yeah, you can start out having like the basic tools of mixing a DIY juice, like your PG, VG, have your little scale, have a glass to mix in, have a couple of bottles, and then have some one shots to just start off with, and then you can easily go back into or more into like single flavors and try like mixing those flavors up. But I think one shots are a really good place to start if you're like doing this for the money. For example, if you're doing DIY for the money, it's what you get out of this. This is about, I think it's a tenner, £10, and you get like 4 bottles, which you usually would pay 15 a bottle. So like, it's only. Oh, my calculus is so off today. But I was right about the PG 70-30 though. So you get 4 bottles out of this. So it's 60 £60, but you buy it in like a £10 bottle. Of course, you have to add the cost of the PG and the VG, etc. to it. But yeah, it's a great place to start if you just want to, try around playing with VG, PG, and mixing it up. That's a great start, I think.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And then I know that there is, if you still, are into store-bought e-liquid, there is a lot of companies that offer the one shots as well.
Yep, that too.
And again, like you said, it really stretches that dollar amount. And
Oh, definitely, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely more cost effective.
Works well.
So
Well, this one is from Zippy. It's called the Flavor Chaser. I know that Liam from the UK e-liquid mixing show has some one shots on there as well. Do you have any other names?
yeah, his is I believe it's called the Sheerluck.
Sheerluck, of course. Sheerluck
And then I think Fresh 03 has
yeah,
own
E2. Yep.
one shots now.
Yep.
And I know Dwayne is his name Dwayne? I think it's Dwayne from DIY or Die. He's got some through Liquid Barn. There's a bunch, and then like I said, then there's a lot of like store-bought liquid companies that have offered their recipes in one shots as well. If you go to most flavoring websites, you can see that you can just basically search shots.
So search for one shots. Scuba's going to clean up his desk. I'll be busy for 3 days. I think we inspired him from the last show on Monday. We had those clean desks.
I know. And
hey, Garrett. Welcome, dude.
It's like I have a mixing cam that I'm working on, and like I'm too nervous to use it, even though my desk is nice and clean now. Maybe I can give them
is saying, save that for a show, Scuba. Well, you could have a 72-hour show then.
Maybe here's just a small tease of my...
Sure.
Oh, no, it's going to be
the cam, yeah.
Yeah. A small little teaser. I have to find a permanent home for my camera angle. But I'm working on it. Not too shabby.
Work in progress.
So there's my little apricot I mixed up. This is my bottle I'm going to fill it in. These are my vapes I got going on. It looks a little disorganized. But here's all the flavors that I just put in.
Yeah, I think it would be nice if we both have like a cam, or you have a cam, and just explaining for people who've never done DIY before what you're actually doing. That's like, it's not that hard to do, and sharing that out. A little mixer with a stand.
Yep, I'm going to work on it. This camera angle is like all jacked up and kind of off-centered. But I need to, like I said, right now I just have this kind of rigged up on a gooseneck, and it can't live there because, unfortunately, when I go back to this view, it's right in my view of my other camera. So I'm still working on it, but I got my monitors mounted on the wall now, and I have tons more space on my desk, so stay tuned. I know I keep saying this, but I will eventually have a mixing
eventually
camera,
it's gonna happen,
so people can see what I'm doing.
Scuba saying, Disco, my overhead cam is on a lamp, then I can just adjust up and down similar to what Funk. Oh yeah, on a little yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. The gooseneck works. I just think this one's too long because it hangs way too low.
Yeah, it's a bit like this. I think I'm gonna attach a little camera under that lamp as well, so I can do some mixing on the desk as well, or making some skins or stuff like that. Yeah.
It's fun for people to be able to see what you're doing, because I know me just sitting here like this it works, but I would like to share more.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is smelling interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Oh boy.
The apricot is really strong, which is good because it's the only fruit note in here. But I think it's the eggnog and the apricot mixed together is interesting. And
what's that?
We're gonna see. I don't know if it's a good interesting or a bad interesting.
No, okay.
And I won't for a minute. Like, this is gonna need at least like a week steep because it's got custard and the cheesecake in there. That apricot, I hope that the orange marmalade like kind of tones that down because it's coming off a very like bright apricot.
It's exciting.
It smells good.
We should have smell-o-vision now.
Yeah, right. Hey, Gareth. But yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be a future visit.
Ooh. Future visit next week, Shortfill.
Yeah.
On which we might have a guest, by the way. More cliffhangers. Yeah. It's in the works. It's gonna be mixing with a guest, or coming up with some ideas with a guest, or who will the guest be? Hey, Cherokee Vapor, welcome. So how is it?
I don't know yet.
Getting better. Is it steep yet?
Right. Is it steep yet?
Mm.
I mean, like I said, it smells good. Just off the smell, I'm getting that apricot right away. It's almost slapping you in the face. And on top of that, then I can get like a slight hint of the bourbon vanilla.
Dimlin says orange is a bully. Orange is a bully.
Yeah, that's why I literally only put that one in there at like
was it
0.15 grams because I know that too. Luckily, I used the orange marmalade too, which is kind of like really sweet and not crazy orange zesty, but I was hoping that it would give off a little orange zest.
Mr. Anderson just tested his new mix. Tastes good, but I think a couple of more days to deep. Mr. Anderson, what did you make?
Yeah, what did you make?
What'd you make? This good. Do you save all the boxes your vape gear comes in? I got a bad habit. I think the school is actually cleaning up now.
That's amazing. I do. I've gotten better with it. It depends. Like the new Drag X that I picked up, I'll probably throw that box away, save the cord, throw that box away. But like obviously if it's something else like a little high end and stuff that maybe one day in the future I'll trade or sell, I keep, especially if it has pieces, parts in it, because it kind of keeps it more organized. But if it's something like, you know, a dead rabbit tank or something like that, I'll take the O-rings out right with the black marker on the bag, like where it came from, and then toss the box.
That should be that is the smart way, because I'm saving all the boxes as well. It can get
overwhelming really quickly.
But I like boxes.
I feel you. I was the same way. It took me many years to get here because there's still in my basement. I have a box of boxes of old vape gear boxes that are so obsolete at this point. I don't even know if I have the tanks or anything.
From my camera and from lenses and from all the gear which gone into my PC, I've got all kinds of you know. You want a box? Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked it up from my dad.
I bet you do, man. Jeez.
12 boxes full. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
this is just 11 months of vaping, so you know, just started. It's a banana butterscotch dessert mix. Ooh, banana butterscotch. That sounds good.
That is good.
Mm.
Okay, interesting. This is actually a lot it's a lot brighter than I really thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be curious to see how the cheesecake and the custard thicken it up and come through more.
Just give it a week and then another week and then another week and then it's gone.
It's spicy. It's going to need at least a week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Diana's keeping boxes. Shrek plays a magic game of Hunt the Spares. It's a big box of bits. Big box of bits. Yeah, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Just toss it in there and see whenever you need it. Never know what you get.
Block baggies are your friend, and Sharpie markers right on the outside.
Defo. So yeah, next week guest. Next week your tasting of your apricot orange. Yeah, what's the name? Do you have a name for it?
Yeah, it's just apricot custard cheesecake.
Oh, okay. We just come up with a fancy name for it.
Even though there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah. It's too simple for that complicated recipe you did.
Right. I'm really...
Apricot magic.
I'm still gonna try it within the next couple days because I'm just crazy like that and I like to do that. But
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm thinking that's gonna definitely need at least a week or two. But
cool.
we'll see.
We'll see.
And
We'll
like I
see.
said, it'll be one of those things where it's either way too much going on for it, or and I can like break it down, find out what I really like that I put in there, and then simplify it, or it might be totally delicious. So I'll figure it out. It smells really good, and it smells unlike anything I've ever vaped before, and
Okay.
that's what I love because a lot of why I really enjoy DIY is obviously for my own flavor palette and I can make stuff that I like am craving,
Yeah.
but after vaping for over 10 years, you get really tired of
Oh yeah, I
everything
can
that's out
understand
there.
that. Yeah.
So it's really cool to be able to do something like
Yeah.
this that is completely off the wall and you haven't really heard of it a lot,
Hmm.
like a apricot custard cheesecake. Like, I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. Smells good.
Oh.
It kind of, it's really like coming across like a peaches and cream almost, which is interesting. That apricot. Yeah.
I need to get shot of my boxes. Could easily mistake my vape for a storage room. My vape bar for a storage room, yeah. That's the same here. Yeah, man. Boxes, always boxes.
I have them hidden. Like I hid them. They're down there.
Oh, yeah.
And I hid them with a black thing.
Blanket.
Pretty much. No, it's like a curtain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. I think that's it for this week of Shortfill. Do you have any... Did you forget? I've got a feeling we forgot something.
Oh, me too. No, I mean, I'm just gonna play around with those recipes that I created, like that list of like 31. That's a lot, dude.
It is.
I
It's a
also
lot of
had
work.
to re-up on some PGVG just to make sure
Yeah.
that I have some on hand. And
Oh, last week I've emptied my first bottle of Fiji.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's good.
1 liter of Fiji, boom, gone. Yeah. I had a spare, so that's good. But yeah,
Good,
that's like a
yeah.
first. That's like a
That's
first.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's just really all I have going on. Lucky me, I get to go to the eye doctor on Friday, and I'm actually really excited for it
Oh, cool.
because I feel like my eyesight has been so bad. So
Ah,
it'll be nice not to
randomizer.
be like squinting at my screen like this for
Oh, I hope
days.
it gets better for you.
Yeah,
And
and I'm gonna get the
yeah,
blue light. I'm excited.
and I'm gonna go through my recipes. I'm gonna set myself for like 3 or 4 different roads and focus on that because now I've been trying this, trying that. I've got like 31 different bottles over here. There's too many trees to see the forest now. It's like whoa, overwhelming. I'm going into that like maybe this is a bit too much. I should like focus on a couple of good juices. Because that's my goal. The experimenting is nice and it's really cool to have ideas and be creative about it. But my goal is like have 2 or 3 all day vapes. Like that's my
Yeah,
goal. Yeah.
yeah,
And
I feel
that's
that.
what I should focus on instead of like trying to go with that. Someone says like this, someone says like that, and then it's so easy to lose your own way in this adventure.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely. So you're like just gonna master your basics, and I love that.
that's what I should be doing. Yeah. So it's gonna be clean desk and just vape what's here. It's not that I'm gonna toss it away or something, but just recipe
I
wise,
mean,
focus
I
on
feel it.
a couple of things and making that better. That's the
Yeah,
idea.
that's what I started with too. I got my all day staples like my vanilla ice
Yeah.
cake pop. I always have this
That's what
going.
I
It's in
need,
all
a
my
couple of
vapes.
staples which I
Yep.
can do all day long and not just a bit of that, and then give it another try and do something different. No, I need, boom,
Hmm.
2, 3 recipes. That should be my first goal. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
getting too much
excited.
sidetracked.
Well, I mean, you've kind of found one already, right? With the
Yeah,
the mad the
yeah. The rye for
Bavarian
vanilla honey.
cream
Oh, that one
custard
too. Yeah, yeah.
and the
But
RY4.
it
So
still needs
that's
some
really good.
perfection.
Yeah.
It's not there yet. It's a good vape, absolutely, but it needs a little twist, and I'm not sure what it is. So I need to go back to my basics and see what I really
Yeah.
like and can pair up with that. Yeah.
amazing.
Scott Morrison, welcome. Graham Maberly. Just got in. Yeah, we're a bit early, but there's always a replay. There's always a replay.
Yeah. Good to know, Chair. I'm glad your underwear match your build, Matt.
Yeah. That's the information we did not need.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Sounds like some
Hey,
people got
Darren.
some good vape mail coming.
Plant looks good. Yep. I take good care of it, Did I mention it was a plastic plant?
It looks great.
Oh, okay.
So who needs to know? You could have fooled everybody.
Ah, shit, no, I told it. Oops.
Yeah, there you go. Net's saying it needs Holy Holy RY4.
That's what's Holy Holy RY4? Is that that's a single flavor from another brand or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang, $250 for a build mat? That's a hot deal.
How big is it?
I got this huge black one. It's almost the size of my desk. I got it for like $11 off of Amazon. Cool. You just type in gaming mat.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm just using a cutting pad. It's a bit harder, but works for me.
Well, but it's dual purpose, right? Like you use that to actually cut stuff.
Yeah, that too, yeah. Oh, come on, Darren, don't tell anyone.
Net says
it's DIY.
Odyssey? Yeah. Best ever for it out there. Okay.
Is it difficult to find plastic water for it? No, it's quite easy, actually.
Just spritz it. Spritz it with a spray bottle.
Spritz it. Yeah.
Spritz it.
Right, let's talk about tonight. After us is going to be Mr. The Devil Vapor. He's going to be on. Then we have 3 Men in the Vape Show with Lee. Lee is also part of the Facebook group we have. Facebook.com/the510live. And after that, it is the UK e-liquid mixing show with Benny and Graham. The Chair is there. Bobo and Sherlock Holmes. And I don't know if they have a guest tonight. Maybe Graham or the Chair can tell us. But and after that, you have the OGA. So it's a long night if you want to see them all. But a lot of fun shows. I think the Wednesday is a really cool night to watch some vape shows. It's really good. Really good.
I agree. I will be there watching the UK e-liquid mixing.
Yeah. Me
and probably a good portion of the OGA.
I'm probably going to ghost it because I have a lot of skins to do.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Just have it on in your headphones.
Yeah, have it on the headphones and just listen in like it like being a radio show. It's cool to do. Yeah.
Flavors, you missed out. I talked about the Flavor Bible.
Oh, hang on. Gee, you could give me a little. There we go. Little heads up.
Thanks again, Fresho 3, for introducing me to this. Like I said, this is just really cool to have around. Like, just if you're bored and you're like, or like you get really like a writer's block on mixing something, it's just cool to flip through. Yeah. Even if you want to just pick one complimentary thing from a list of stuff, like you don't have to do everything like I did. This is really just a trial for me, but just pick one thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Definitely handy.
Live Lounge Liquids is a guest on the e-liquid, the UK e-liquid mixing show. Yeah, that name, damn it, Benny, come on. UK e-liquid mixing show.
I miss mixing with Benny and Friends, but that's okay.
It's still Benny and Friends.
It's still the same great cast.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to call it a night and send you off to The Devil Vapor, 3 Men in the Vape Show, the UK e-liquid mixing show, and the OGA. I'll say see you next week. Where's my end screen? Where is it?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, chat, again, for your input, and thanks, everyone, on the replay. Can't wait to talk about how this turns out next week. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Have a safe week.